Hi everyone, I'm Stan Mallow. Welcome to Paranormal Yakker. My guests on today's show are David Starr, a leading voice in spiritual consciousness and energy mastery, and Francesca Rose, a spiritual mentor, omni-source consciousness teacher, and healer. I'll be talking with them about their book, Your Higher Power, Accessing Your Divine Gifts. David Starr and Francesca Rose, welcome to Paranormal Yakker.
Thank you.
When David and Francesca, did the two of you have a meeting of the minds and decided to mesh your individual and combined talents, knowledge, and spiritual experiences to write Your Higher Power, a transformative guide for those who are ready to explore their divinity and heal their lives?
Well, actually, Francesca came to me and she channeled all of the chapters and she says, I want to write a book with you. I wasn't intending to write a book and I'm pretty busy with courses and everything, but I looked at the chapters and I loved them, and it's material that I immediately realized would benefit anybody, no matter whether they're beginning or advanced on their journey. And I said, yeah, sign me up. Let's get going. And it was quite miraculous. I think within 3 months, we had it completely written, self-published, and out there.
You, David, draw on a powerful near death experience you had to access other realms and interact with angelic and galactic beings. How would you describe that near death experience, and what effect did it have on you, both personal and business wise, regarding the direction you traveled in life from that point on?
I was only 10, and I went up into the galaxies. I saw my life before I accepted it. I saw the first 20 years, and it was this most amazing, beautiful pink, like vast pink, and then a purple underlay and all these stars. And I was a star being. From that moment on, it opened up just so much of a different belief system for me. And it's something that just doesn't go away. When you realize that you choose this life, that we have connections to the stars, and that there's more than one life, and there's nothing that anybody could do to convince me differently because of this experience. So for me, I'm just blessed to have had that experience because it gave me a much higher belief system that no matter what wind comes, can't knock it down.
You, Francesca, have dedicated your life to empowering individuals and self love and inner alignment. What inspired you to take that path, one which led to a deep exploration of the mind, body, and soul, aligning you with the goddess within?
Well, there was a lot of things. And once I had children, that's all I really wanted in life was to be a mother. But when I had them, I was like, oh no, we need world peace. And I knew that in order to have world peace, I would have to go inward and find it. And that's really when I went full throttle into finding God within, because I always saw it in everybody else. And I was so focused on everybody else, I never did my own interdimensional travels. And I had started really going into that. And another reason was I've been in the beauty industry for over 20 years. And every woman that would sit in my chair insults themselves. I'll say something nice to them, and they always have something negative to say about themselves. And I realized, like, people need to be empowered. They need to love themselves. They need to find God within. And those were my two like biggest things. I just wanted everybody in the world to feel good, to have peace, and to love themselves.
Unseen forces and vibrations influence our physical, emotional, and spiritual well being. What are these unseen forces?
From my understanding and from what I've seen, it's a polarity construct that we're currently living in, and it's a consciousness level. And so when you go to the higher consciousnesses, you go into these crystalline consciousnesses, or these like 5D and 7D consciousness levels. In the higher consciousness levels, they're basically out of a polarity construct, and there's no corrupted energy per se. And where the corruption comes in is choices that we've made outside of love towards ourselves or others. And these energies then have created uh, a opportunity for unforeseen forces to um, expand the polarity. So if somebody is doing something that is, let's just say, negative in their thoughts towards other people, towards themselves, about life, in any way, shape, or form that is not of love, it expands an energy. And this energy then attracts these unseen forces who then come and they feed into it. So that person, if it was a simple negative thought, it will turn into a lot more negative thoughts, which then produce more negative energy for these unforeseen forces to basically feed upon. And so the concept of the ascension on earth is coming into love based and heart based reality within ourselves, self love, loving ourselves. And as we are having negative thoughts, we want to clear those immediately because they will go out and attract these unforeseen forces. Plus, the people who you are having negative thoughts towards, or if it's towards yourself, you are end up attacking yourself energetically or the other person. In this is this construct, but in these like crystalline dimensions, there's humanoids that have pure love based realities that instead of having prayers per se, they send out love and positive thoughts and joy to other people, to family, to events that are happening on their planet. And they have so much focus on love. They even talk to their flowers and their gardens and what do you need and what can I do to make your environment better and make you more happier, because they understand everything is consciousness and they can speak to it and receive these messages. So their focus is on having their houses vibrate at this amazing love frequency. And how most people will relate to it is anybody who's doing this work and they're going into this higher consciousness, they get into this energy of love and they don't want to leave. In the higher dimensions, it's just there. And the focus is on that. And you don't have to leave. You go to bed vibrating at love in the most beautiful bliss. And it's this most amazing joy filled reality. So we put our book together, but we've been doing all this work on this journey, working with a lot of people, doing courses and programs to help people to build this awareness of unity, that we're all connected, that we're all one, and one affects all and all affects one. And so as one rises, all will rise. And so when you have that, and you do see that God in everybody, and you can love somebody, even if they are learning and maybe not doing the nicest things, but you can send them love and compassion. That's what's coming back to you. And you're raising the collective frequency, and more people that are embodying this. We on earth represent a collective consciousness of humans on earth. And the more that embody this, we raise this collective consciousness and we help awaken each other to that this is possible, and we empower ourselves as a collective. And that's the key, because we've been living in a separation consciousness that has been feeding these unforeseen forces. And so as we evolve beyond this, those unforeseen forces then won't have a source of energy to feed upon, and it's an evolvement of humans on earth. And this is when these beautiful frequencies come into the planet, where it will be here permanently. Instead of us having to travel up frequencies and into higher dimensions, it will just be integrated and what people would call like a new earth energy.
What techniques do you recommend people engage in to master these unseen forces? Is love part of it, or in addition to it, what do you recommend people do?
There's a lot of things you can do. In our book, we hit upon shadow working and childhood healing. It's really about forgiving yourself, which is huge, and forgiving everyone who's ever hurt you, and really identifying your wounding and healing that and pulling out all your false conditioning, because as a society we have so much false conditioning, and we need to pull that out and replace it with organic source code, so that we're vibrating through our highest power, our source consciousness, our source beingness. So we hit upon a lot of ways to do that. And just remembering we're all God playing with God. So whenever you look at anyone, don't look like someone's better than you or worse than you. You should look at everybody and say, wow, that's a version of me. And wow, we're all God. Once you realize that we're all God, just different versions playing together, your reality starts to shift. And for this world, we just need to change our perspectives to all vibrate on the same one source consciousness level.
How would you go about guiding someone on raising their vibration and discovering their spiritual identity?
Well, there's she was saying the shadow work. Anything that has unhappiness in your life, and you try to think, how can I change that? And you come up with all these ideas in your head, or you start, if there's things that people are where you're worried about, and you have these ideas of the future, and you start bringing those in. Well, that is the traditional 3D low vibrational construct. So one of the first habits you can do is begin to develop a relationship with your heart. And how you do that is it's so easy that you can put your heart over your hand and just take some breaths into your heart and exhale, and you set the intention. You're connecting with all of your guides to receive messages. And if you are really worried about something, you can ask them, I don't want to be worried about this. Bring me some awareness to, to give me the peace in this situation that is happening in my life, and sit with your heart and just feel into the solutions, into the peace, not into the fear, but into the love and into the trust in the universe, and the trust into the God that is you, that you are connected to, that will bring forth the answers. And instead of meditating, because people get the wrong ideas and they sit in silence for 24 days in darkness and they do these weird things. And that's fine, come into stillness, and yeah, you will find a peace when you do that. But describe is all of these kingdoms, all of these source consciousnesses that are within us. It's not just Earth. Earth is only 0.01 millionths of a percentage of infinity realities and universes and planets and consciousness that we are all part of. And there's these different source constructs that exist within you. There's crystalline source, there's diamond light source, there's alpha omega source, there's prime source, there's golden source. And each of these different constructs have higher vibrational rates. So of course, shadow work is the best, and doing the clearing, and this is why we wrote a book. It would take a lot to explain it, but it breaks the cycles and the patterns within you to raise the vibration. But connecting to that source within, like Francesca's saying, that interdimensional journey, connecting to your guides, and we really try to show how we do it. And it's so real that when I am connecting to my guides within and I start channeling them, oftentimes they appear in front of me and I can see them with my two eyes in their light. Like it's like the heart is this universal telephone of oneness to all things, and it's like the most sacred portal. And when you build that relationship with the heart and that awareness of the heart, it will provide you have the support of all of your guides, of all of the consciousness to bring you into peace and out of fear and out of negativity, and that just opens up doors to positive energy, to a belief within yourself, and a belief within yourself that you're not alone, and that you have the entire infinities of all teams supporting your journey. And so when you shift and you start working into that, your frequency will raise, because for one, you're working on a universal consciousness level, not just an earth consciousness, which is a 0.1 million zeros percentage of the consciousness that you're truly connected to. And two, all the guides are going to come in, they're going to work with you, they're going to attune you, they're going to lift you up, and they're going to give you messages for your path. So it's amazing. It's just an evolution of humanity's consciousness, and we try our best to share in your higher power book that we wrote together, how we do it, how we teach other people to do it, and everybody that we're teaching, his lives are changing for the better, and they're reporting back the most amazing guides, and even getting going on ships at night. They're taking them on ships and giving them consciousness attunements, and there's a variety of different things that are happening. Angels coming down, and just miracles happening. Family members opening up to consciousness and spirituality when they were closed and they felt alone, and now they have a partner who's open, and it just magically happens because we're so connected that as one opens in a household to all of this, it opens up the other family members into the household. So it changes everything, your whole reality, and it just gets better and better.
Your higher power empowers its readers to overcome limited beliefs, heal past traumas, and embrace their full potential. Is it possible to give a brief synopsis of how that is accomplished?
Well, once you are tapped into your spiritual gifts, you really start to develop a belief in yourself. And when you're able to communicate with these higher dimensional beings, it breaks through all your consciousness barriers that have been making you feel separate from God. And so we show you step by step ways in which you can connect to your spirit teams. And once you do that, they're going to guide you through everything that you need. So it's all about getting your God given gifts back. And there's no greater empowerment in the world than to be able to do things such as land clearings, connecting with your guides, dimensional jumping, channeling. We teach you how to channel. And once you're able to channel, you are going to be your own oracle. You're going to be able to answer every question in the world that you want to know. You'll never go outside of yourself for the answers once you have these activations. And we teach you how to have a hieros gamos, which is a divine marriage to your divine masculine and feminine energy, and to connect you to your source self. So it's really going to show you that in essence we all are God. So you're just really sitting in your highest creational power after you read the book.
Concrete steps that cleanse energy, create inner peace, and begin the ascension journey to higher levels of consciousness are given in your book. What are those steps?
Well, spiritual hygiene is the first step, because you have your inner worlds, the universe, the consciousness, everything, infinity, that exists within you, and you tap into that, that's great. But you also have the outer energies, the auric field, the energetic bodies. And there's a thing that's very real that's called quantum entanglement. And it's essentially when you speak and interact with anybody, when you just cross their paths, your energy interacts with them. And there's everybody has their own fields. And so when you go into a grocery store, into an airport, and you got 1,000, 200, 300 people, you're mixing your energies up with all of their energies. And if they've had like a big argument, or they're depressed, or they're this or that, it's actually going to affect your mood, and you won't even know why you're feeling that. And it affects your creational power, because let's say you go to work, you don't even do anything with your energy. You just go to work, whether you're an entrepreneur or you're working for somebody, and you've when you drive side by side, you're within that range where your energy quantumly entangles with the other drivers. If everybody's in a hurry, if everybody's anxious, you're going to be part of that energy. You sit down, you're ready to make your phone calls, but you're not feeling so great. You're feeling a little bit off, a little bit maybe anxious. Maybe if you cross with somebody with depression, you're feeling a little unsettled, and you're like, I don't really want to make phone calls. I don't really feel well. And it's so simple. There's different techniques we teach, but one of the easiest ones is you just place your hand over your heart, and you intend on you use your breath to inhale and connect with the love in your heart, and then you have one hand facing out, and you exhale, with the intention of sending love throughout your auric field, your energy, to cleanse and clear all energies out that are not yours. And you can even use both hands once you get good at it, and just clear your energy field, and then you dislodge from the quantum entanglement. All of a sudden, you're in fully in your light, in your energy, in your power for your creation. And if you just got into a big fight, it's amazing to clear your energy. I tell you, those fight energy, anger, and this lowers you down and has these cords with you and the other people, whether it's a boss or a spouse or whoever, or a sibling or a child, and you just clear out the cords, get back to your energy, and it gives you this ultimate clarity, this peace. You're in your own energy. You just dissolved all the negative energy, and you can think easier. You can think about it from a higher perspective, more compassionately. You can get engaged easier in your business, or if you're working for somebody, it makes the environment better with your children, with your siblings, with your parent. Everything that you do gets better when you master your own energy and you're just in your own energy. When you're creating, when you're writing, anything at all, you're just in this pure love energy, and and the angels travel in love frequency. So when you're in pure love, they can just come down, whisper in your ear as you're writing, and then give you this most amazing inspiration. And so life just gets better. And we teach all of this in the book, because because when you can master your outer reality, then you're in the right energy to go within and start going and mastering your inner realities. Because then eventually what happens is your inner realities become your outer realities. What is within you vibrates and attracts like that into your life based on where your vibration is at. And it's like the law of attraction. So that's why you want to raise your vibration and frequency, so that you're attracting more love, more joy, more dreams into your life. And that's what we teach.
The Akashic Records is believed to be a library that houses details of our soul, its journey, and everything about our past, present, and future. How does one access their Akashic Records, and what are the benefits of knowing the information contained in it?
Well, everything's in your Akashic records. And like we were talking about, to be able to access your Akashic records, anyone can do them because it's inside of you, and we're all connected to the collective soul of all. So you can really, there's many techniques to go in, and we do highlight different techniques for our book, in our book, that you can go in and do that. To tap into it, you really have to be in a very high vibrational state, and once you get there, you can do it with intention because it's inside of you, so you can easily connect in.
Should viewers of Paranormal Yakker want to buy your higher power, accessing your divine gifts, how can they do that?
We have a website that has everything on it. It's called yourhigherpowerbook.com, and it has mine and David's personal websites, all of his different classes. And also, we're doing a retreat in May in Mount Shasta. If anybody would like to join, you can sign up for the retreat on the website as well.
David Starr and Francesca Rose, I thank you for being my guest on Paranormal Yakker. It's been a wonderful experience yakking with the two of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. This is Stan Mallow, the Paranormal Yakker. I hope you enjoyed the interview you just watched. So that you don't miss any upcoming shows, be sure to subscribe to my free YouTube channel. To do that, just press the subscribe button on your screen.